I've got the best job in the world. What I do now is get to go around and talk to young people all over the country where our different businesses are. And I was sitting there and I wondered, what could I say to you guys? And I thought about my journey from when I was sitting in your seat to when I'm standing here now. And I'm a CEO of a construction company. I'm a partner in DCO Energy. I'm one of the owners of the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. And it's been an incredible adventure. And, it started by showing up. And I really want to recognize each and every one of you because you showed up today. And sometime in the 70s, I showed up and listened to somebody speak about the president then, Jimmy Carter's plan to help us be more efficient with energy. Nobody was really thinking about it, but our president was at the time. And that influenced me, and that was the beginning of how I got here. This picture you see over here was taken in 1968. It's called Earthrise. We'd never seen the Earth. No human being that lived on the planet had ever seen a picture of the Earth. We couldn't get far enough away to see it. And an astronaut on Apollo 8, William Anders, picked up his camera as he was going around the back of the moon, and he took a picture of Earth. And there it was, sitting there in that darkness, that little blue dot that we all lived on. See, prior to that picture, we thought it just went on forever. We thought we could dump sewage into the oceans. We thought we could dump chemicals into our streams and just pour pollution air. It was a huge Earth. We were never going to affect it, us humans. There weren't enough of, we weren't doing enough damage. We took a look at that, and this was the beginning of the environmental movement across the world. Because what happened when the astronauts came back and what happened when those pictures went around, we looked at it and said, I was 10 years old. But the world looked at it and said, oh my God, if we screw this place up, we have nowhere to go. There is nothing else. There's that little beautiful blue dot in all that darkness, and we were screwing it up. At that time, we were in competition with Russia over who could build the biggest nuclear weapon. So we would build it and we would blow it up in Nevada or in the bottom of the ocean, and then they would make a bigger one and they would blow it up in Siberia, and then we would go back and our scientists would make a bigger one. And we were very, very, very close to ruining that beautiful blue dot, and there wasn't really any place else for us to go. And that was the beginning of the environmental movement across the world. What we didn't know at the time, some people did, but it wasn't, common knowledge, that we were also producing carbon and we were just starting to heat up that beautiful blue dot. And where we are today and where you are going to have to really work on and solve for us, so we don't pour chemicals into our rivers anymore. We don't pour pollution up our smokestacks. We're not dumping raw sewage, and we're not blowing up nuclear bombs to prove who could make the biggest nuclear bombs, but we heated up the planet. And I'd like to show you your picture. That's a glacier. It took thousands and thousands of years to build. And that's the glacier that's missing, that took several years to melt. Our planet is warming up. We're hoping we are catching it at the right time. The projects that everyone here was talking about today are we're going to make your schools more efficient. You're going to be able to do the same amount of work. Your buildings are going to be able to do the same amount of work with less electricity and do it more efficiently. But we're going to have to do a lot more than that. And if you're looking now, right now, at this snapshot in time, things like AI technology is going to increase the need for electricity across the world by multiples. So we're going to have to become even more efficient. We're going to have to become even better at what we do. So the way that little blue dot of our Earth out there in the darkness moved many of us in this room, the old people, I hope this one moves you guys, because you started, you showed up, you listened, you're interested. When I got to talk to many of you, you're very interested in what we do and how we do it. The environmental movement spurred environmental lawyers, environmental engineers, environmental scientists, environmental contractors. It spurred a lot. And our elected officials passed environmental legislation. Last year, Governor Murphy passed a law calling environmental justice in New Jersey. So you can't just put a power plant anywhere you want anymore. Because what they used to do was put a lot of them in the cities, right? And then we all that live in cities breathe them. There's going to be a whole new movement, and that's going to be more efficient. We're going to have to find ways to make this tremendous amount of electricity to store all the data that you all are going to use in this amazing world that you're going to be walking into. One of the things we try to do in every city, and this is what I get to do, is we have what's called our Competitive Edge program. We look for you. We look to recruit you, young people, into our industry. And there's many, many jobs that we have. You're going to see Rob Lee's here. He heads up Competitive Edge. A lot of our people that work here, ask them questions. And the thing that I always push is, how do I get a job? What does it look like? How much does it pay? Are there benefits? What is the opportunity for advancement? And who do I call? Don't let them out of here without getting that number. And if you're interested in it, we have opportunities in our internships in many of our different businesses. And we will be working here, and we are currently working here in Jersey City with residents that live in the city and some of the folks who've graduated from your schools to work in our different businesses and work in this program. I would like to leave you today with a poem that was written by a guy named Archibald MacLeish. So on Christmas morning, after he saw that picture of that beautiful little planet that we live on, he wrote this: "To see the earth as it truly is, small and blue, beautiful, in that internal silence where it floats, is to see ourselves as riders on the earth together." And I'd like to leave you guys with that. Thanks for having us.